Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. I still haven't come up with anything new yet. There's so many ways I wish I actually watched this first. Um, because my Wi-Fi was just acting like ass, and it took so long to finish watching it, and it got to a point where it's like every time I would watch it, it would bring me right back to the beginning. Then it would freeze, and it was just a mess. And also it was just a long day that was just too damn long, to be honest. As far as a work day is concerned, gotta say, another great episode. Goodness, uh, you know, watching Day say it was just another one of those things where it's like, I guess we're just sleeping behind the wheel at this point, right? We're just on autopilot. We just don't care. Um, all right, so I don't I don't even know how to describe this beginning scene. I don't even know who this woman is that turns into a man that's played by a woman that turns out to be um, Thomas Banks, Susan's sister, um, was seducing some guy that apparently had one of the prisms, and after headbutting him and taking off her clothes and revealing that it was a man, that still was a woman. After all that, wound up shooting him, taking one of the prisms. Now, Megan is still holding Steve and John captive. Apparently, this woman died years ago. Hot tub electrocution or something. And we find out that, Stefano put her on ice until, until they were able to find a way to, fix her or fix her ailments or whatever the hell it was. They put her on ice, and they pretty much kind of Walt Disney her at that point. So now, after both of them, after Steve and John meeting Thomas Banks, something I'm just not going to get over. After all of that, apparently Megan wants John and Steve to find the other two. And, they both laughed, like, I'm not, why would we want to help you? And she's like, listen, when I'm done, you're not going to have a choice. Now, she has two cards. And I'm looking at that, and we're just like, so we just, and granted, and this is assuming where this goes, okay? If they're going to use the cards to mind control Steve and John, then I'm looking like, so we're just going to pull a GH and just act like, we're just going to sit there and act like that didn't happen. Like, we not just going to pull a GH and just pretend that both of them are Drew. Now, granted, I get it, and I do sit there and say that jokingly because I know soap operas borrow from other soap operas all the time. It's just that this borrow, if they do that, is much more recent. Okay, maybe it was like a little bit last year recent, but it was still close enough. Okay, not that far last year. Um, so we got that going on. And Joey and Trip come back into the house. They hear something, and then I guess it's nothing, or they thought it was nothing. Then you see this little girl, or I don't know, I guess she must be. I say little girl because at the time I couldn't really sit there and tell. But anyway, they grab her. Then out of nowhere, she knees Trip in the nuts. Okay, I'm just gonna be honest. That's literally what she does. And they're like, hey, listen, we're going to call the cops or ISA or whatever if you don't start telling us what you're doing there. Turns out this girl is Shin's brother. He's been exiled to Antarctica to work on the pharmacy department. I'm just looking at that whole thing and I'm like, that's so messed up. I'm like, I really felt like this was a sexist thing because you ship her all the way to Alaska, but you allow Shen to just come and go as he please because he's a man. Okay, let's just be real about that. So she's like, yo, listen, I want to sit there. Turns out she's also looking for Michael. Something about following these three prisms and if you get them together. And this is something that Megan was there saying that they can cure stuff. So I guess one of Megan's goals, and I forgot to say that, and I'm assuming, is to bring back Stephanie. Okay, you know what? Every person in that room, Megan, John, Steve, apparently they were all, brought back to life. So it's not really, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's not really out the possibilities. Um, but apparently that's what she's looking for too. Now she's looking for that. Um, because like I said, I guess when you get these three, they give you a clue or whatever to technology that can save lives and things like that. And she wants to use it to impress her dad. And this way, she can get bumped up, in the corporate um, ladder as far as their corporation is concerned. So she wants to sit there and do that this way she can move up. And they want to sit there and find this guy so this way they can get answers. So all three of them probably going to be working together. And I'm assuming the next destination, because one was Venezuela, the other one was Monte Carlo. Always mispronounce that name. And I'm assuming the next one is going to be Hong Kong. I mean, when they said that they were traveling, they were not joking. So they got that going on. Then you also got the hell is this man's name? You also got Paul and Drew. Paul and Andrew. They're looking for Steve and John and stuff like that. So, they look through different cameras and footage and stuff like that, and they notice that Harrison Michael goes to the gym. So they go to the gym and they talk to not Roman, which is the actor that plays Roman. And the thing is, when you've been playing a character for so long, there's certain things that you do. There's certain gestures and things in nature that you do that is just signature. One thing that Roman does, he does this, for some odd reason, he has this whole thing with his hands that he does. So when I look at it, I was like, oh, so this is not Roman, which name is now Chris, that's doing the exact same hand gestures and everything else that Roman does. Nah, it's not Roman. It's just you know, they always sit there and say somebody has a twin. Um, so anyway, for some odd reason, they decided to go on a hot top because I guess Drew's like, I'm just gonna call you at this point. Drew is like, listen, we'll stand out if we're just like scoping around, looking, and not trying to look like we're two people going to the club and just enjoying the hot tub or whatever. So they start talking about their coming out stories a little bit and how John was really really was supportive when he came out, and the same thing with the Andrew or whatever. When he came out, he talked about how his parents were super supportive, and also that his sister was so much of a screw up in the family that at that point, it was just kind of smooth sailing. So they're both just hanging out and chilling and stuff like that. Now, apparently, one of the repairmen, decided to try to electrocute them. This is something that Megan was sitting there saying, like, she was sitting there saying cryptically, like, oh, well, I got electrocuted, and it seems like it's about the same thing that's going to be happening to somebody else. Anyway, they try to, the guy tries to electrocute them. Obviously, they're not in the tub. So, they corner him, and of course, um, Paul, being the badass that he is, just like he's not asking any questions, he's not letting this guy get away, so he just knocks him out. Um, they also go through the locker and they find Michael's stuff. So they're on the right track as far as trying to, hunt him down. So now you got Paul. Okay, so you got Paul, you got Andrew, you got Trip, um, Joey, and Shin's sister, that I forgot her name. I just remember her last name is Shin or something. I'm not gonna lie, I don't remember. I just know it's Shin's sister. But so now you got a bunch of people so far trying to find this guy. Oh, Sierra, 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 Sierra. Sometimes I feel like you just can't take her nowhere. And it's really bad when you got Ben. Because here's the thing about Sierra. And this is something that I admire, but at the same time, it's like she doesn't know tact. She cuts straight to the chase. Okay? With her, she's not sugarcoating something. If she doesn't like you, she finds something off about you, she's not going to be sitting there really playing nice, nice. Okay? But at the same time, it can come across as hella rude. Um, you can tell Ben a couple of times, like, oh, well, Sierra, whatever. Like, first of all, there's a point where um, Michael and Ben are sitting there looking at Bo, which I'm surprised that they actually let a total stranger. I mean, I know Ben is there, but to let a total stranger kind of like be around their son, it would just seem like, really? Um, when that happened, Sierra was like, yo, what the hell? Like, when did you meet this new guy? Like, what's going on? And this is exactly what I mean about Tack. Yeah, her mother could have told her, hey, by the way, I'm seeing this new guy. I know it's going to go, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I mean, she was already shady as hell about her whereabouts, about the fact that she didn't return to Salem. She had a lot of stuff that was already going on. And now she got this secret relationship that she just found out of nowhere. So, of course, she's like, yo, are you kidding me? And Hope is like, oh, well, Sutton, and, they talk a little bit about how they met. Um, when Michael comes out, he says a couple of complimentary things as far as, oh, it's really nice that you named, your baby after, his grandfather. I heard he was a really nice and upstanding guy. And she just has this resting bitch face. Okay, that's just literally what I'm going to call it. Michael goes to the store. I guess he gets them some, like crabs and stuff like that, like crabs and lobster stuff or whatever, and apparently it's really good. How even Ciara can be like, yeah, it was okay. Because I thought she was going to be like, yeah, it was okay. But she was like, it's good. It's good. Um, so they just finished that, and they're about to sit there and go out on a walk. And then Michael proposes to Hope, and Hope says yes. And you got Ciara's just like, what in the, like, the whole time. Here's the thing, she's been thrown for a loop the minute that she saw Hope. Okay? The minute that she saw Hope, her whole reality has just been twisting around. Oh, this is going on. You got Bo, that's mad as hell, and he can't curse. He's in heaven, and apparently he can't curse. You can't say hell or anything else. But the thing is, Bo's like, yo, there's something off about that guy. Like, I don't trust him. And of course, Angela, it's like, bro, you don't really know what's going on, and yada yada yada. And even when he goes out and make a call, he's like, oh, I got something that's gonna surprise. Now at that point, he's like, oh, I got something that's gonna surprise Hope, and I'm not gonna sit there and let her husband or anyone else stop me from doing it. Now, with that being said, that does sound shady, but Angela's like, yo, we don't know what's going on. I mean, you might want to sit there and just calm down, finish watching it, and see what happens. But after it's over, the whole time he's getting angry. Mostly for the fact that he still feels like, Hope is his wife. When that's said and done, he's like, yo, I gotta go back down to earth. And I'm sitting there like, you gotta do what? What did you just did you just sit there and say you just gotta go? You just gonna just pop down to earth and be like, hey, I think this guy's bad and you shouldn't be with him and you shouldn't marry him. So, all right, you good? You good? All right, I'm just gonna go back upstairs. And she's like, yo, you can't do that. I mean, on top of the fact that, you brung back somebody from the dead, you can't do that. And at this point, Bo is he's had enough. He's like, yeah, I'm going to sit there and talk to the big man. And at this point, I'm like, you don't have anything to really warrant you going back downstairs other than the fact that you're jealous. Now, it's normal, but that's not concern enough for you to go back down to earth and be like, boo, I'm just going to go back down and be like, hey, I don't think you should be with him because he's bad news. Even though I haven't seen him actually do anything yet, but he's bad news. I mean, to be fair, he didn't actually see um, him kidnap. He didn't sit there and see him kidnap John and Steve and, set like a little bomb or whatever at Johnson's place. So at this point, he doesn't really have a lot to go on. I don't think he did. I don't think he actually saw that stuff. He was just in there monitoring hope and things of that nature. So at this point, I'm like, what are you going to sit there and tell him when you go up there? I mean, apparently you could sit there and talk to him just like that. You could just walk on up there and just be like, hey, by the way, I got a situation down here with my family. This guy seems kind of dangerous, even though I don't really have anything to base that off of. Other than me being jealous, but I think this guy's bad news. You gotta give me like a day pass or a week pass or whatever y'all do up here, because I gotta go down there like now. I would love to sit there and have. I would love to sit there and hear how that conversation's gonna go. And I say that being sarcastic, but I feel like they may actually sit there and do that. I mean, yeah, I see like they may actually do that. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty much about it. Really do. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. I know it came out super late. Apologies again. I'm gonna try since I actually have off tomorrow. To put this out a lot earlier. So that's says. Here's the thing. I thought that um it comes out at 8 o'clock, and even though it didn't come out, I mean, even though it came out before, I thought it came out at 8 o'clock. So I'm sitting there waiting and waiting, waiting. Comes out at 8. I'm like, all right, cool. But it actually came out a little bit before then, and I got caught up in a phone call and um. So yeah. Anyway, with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. I'm gonna check those out in the comment section below. I am loving chapter 2 so far, and it's amazing. I was sitting there watching the actress that plays Kayla. She was talking about her great moments that she liked on the show. And then afterwards, she was like, oh, check us out, Beyond Salem or whatever, premium, Like she had to throw that in there because, unlike season 1, which you could just pop on there and watch anytime you want, season 2, they're like, no. You gonna chip in. Okay, you gonna chip in that $5. Um, sad part is that I'm going to sit there and take it off after it's over, but I'm actually going to bring it back when they bring in the Vampire Academy because, well, I need something that's supernatural, and they canceled Legacies, and I'm still pissed off about that. I'm hoping that Julia Pierce or Plek works something out, but most likely I'm probably going to wind up getting Peacock again. Alright, with that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.